Hey guys, Daniel Zero. How you doing? Hope all is well in YouTube land. Okay, we are out here in our barn where we raise our rabbits. I've had a few questions about our rabbit setup, so I figured I would just show you. The cages that we use are 2 by 2 by 4 foot long. We have down here in the bottom, we have a Flemish Giant doe. Then we have over here, we have a New Zealand, California white cross doe. Up here, you're probably not going to have a hard time seeing her. She is also a New Zealand something cross. I think she was bred with the Champagne buck Eddie, Champagne to Argent. So I'm not quite sure exactly what she is, but she's a doe. She's going to be a larger doe. Down here on the bottom, we have another New Zealand doe. She's in her nest box now. And then we have our buck Eddie, who is also in his nest box. You might be able to see him peeking out. But he's a Champagne to Argent buck, and he's a black rabbit. And then we've got another one up here, an empty cage, just for in case we get another doe or another buck, we come across a good deal. All of our cages, like I say, are 2 foot deep by 2 foot high by 4 foot wide. That's plenty of room for the rabbits. They all have a little nest area, a little nesting box, and the reason that I did that is because the winter times are so harsh sometimes that they need that little bit of extra protection, and that gives them a little space to get in a little bit more out of the weather and to have a little bit more insulation on them versus the open wire cages. Plus, it's a great place for the the does to have their babies, and then and the little rabbits to grow up in here before they can get to where they can jump in and out, and then we move them from the mother's cages over here to the grow out area. This is our grow out pens. We have 2 of them. We have a smaller one here, and we have a larger grow out area here. That used to be 2 cages that we cut the metal wall out of and combined as one. These, I think, are 2.5 foot wide by 2.5 foot tall, and that whole thing's probably 6 foot long or so. So we can raise up, say we have 3 or 4 does going to all have babies or called kits at the same time. We've got plenty of room to have our grow outs going on while we're waiting before we butcher. This little barn of ours is built. It's not much bigger than, I would say, like a 1-car garage. That area in there is probably, well, it's 8 foot wide. The whole thing is 16 foot long, and it's about 8 or 9 foot high to the top. So plenty of room to raise lots of animals, lots of rabbits. And we use it as a place for our goats to get in and get out of the way and get out of the weather. We take some of the old feed sacks and we just staple them to the wall. That helps insulate it in the wintertime to keep some of the wind from coming through the cracks between the boards. And like I say, we've got plenty of room. Well, we've got 5 large breed of rabbits in there that we raise for meat. And at any point, if we have 3 does that are going to all give birth at the same time, then that's going to be, maybe upwards of 15 to 20 rabbits that are going to be in there. So that's going to be that's a good thing. Doesn't take a whole lot of space to raise rabbit, I guess is my point. You don't need a whole lot of space. You can do just fine with a little bit of area. And then we have our, like I said, we have our grow outs, and then we have our trampoline frame that we built. Remember, I did that video about making this into a grow out pen, and we've got a couple of boxes in there for the bunnies to get out of the scene. They like to hide and cuddle, and you can see we've got a couple of them out here that are just a few days away from being old enough and large enough for us to butcher. These, the silver one there is a San Juan, and then the white and black ones are New Zealand mixes. So there you go, and so far so good. We've got the water bottles in the feeder. They knocked their feeder over. They always do that, but we'll get in there and we'll get in and get it fixed up here shortly. So, all right, guys. Hope that answers some of the questions about the breeds of rabbits that I have. Like I say, the meat breeds that we use are fairly large rabbits. The New Zealands can get anywhere between 10, 12, 14 pounds, and the Flemish Giants can get anywhere between 15 and 20 pounds, and sometimes larger if you get a really good breeding session. I guess I don't know how that works, but it is what it is. I'm not a rabbitologist, just a dude. So that's our setup, guys. Hope this helps. Y'all, thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.